Allotropes of carbon. By allotropes, I mean that they differ in physical properties, but they have similar chemical properties. Here are few examples of allotropes of carbon: fullerene, diamond, and graphite. Now, if you go to have a look at physical properties, by physical property, I mean that the way the atoms inside it are arranged. So, in fullerene, the arrangement of atoms is different. In diamond, again, it is different, and in graphite, it is different, but their chemical properties or the behavior is one and the same. Like maybe conductivity, electrical conductivity, it will be roughly the same, only there is difference in the internal structure of the atoms. So that's why allotropes of carbons are arrangement of carbon in different fashion, having same chemical properties but different physical properties. So this is the meaning of allotropes of carbon. We have already seen what is the meaning of covalent bond in carbon. Now, in the last slides, I have already told you all that valence of carbon is 4. Now, there are two important properties of carbon atom that enables carbon to form enormously large number of compounds because of that valence nature. So, the first property is catenation. The second property is tetravalency. What is catenation? Carbon has the unique ability to form bonds with other atoms of carbon, giving rise to large molecules. This property is called as catenation. By this, I mean that now, since we already know that carbon has 4 electrons around it, it needs extra 4 electron to attain noble gas configuration. So, this valence nature of carbon helps carbon in bonding with other elements. Now, the case wherein carbon tries to bond with other carbon atom, in turn forming a long chain of carbon-carbon atoms, this property is called as catenation. Here you will see different compound. This is one compound, the next. In all these examples of compound, you will see the bond forming between carbon-carbon atoms. Okay, so this ability of carbon to form bond with another carbon atom in turn to produce a long chain, it is called as catenation. This property is called as catenation. The next property is tetravalency. Tetra means 4. Since carbon has a valency of 4, it is capable of bonding with 4 other atoms of carbon or atoms of oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, chlorine, and other elements depending on whether it is single, double, or triple bond. Now, if I look at this example over here, this compound, carbon has 4 valency. One bond is shared with hydrogen, the other with hydrogen, third with hydrogen, and fourth with carbon. Now, instead of this single bond, there can be double bond also. So, if one bond is shared with hydrogen, second with hydrogen, there are two bonds. So, it can come between carbon and carbon. Then, for this carbon atom, it is being shared by hydrogen and the other also with hydrogen. So, this way, instead of hydrogen, there can be chlorine also, because since hydrogen is monovalent, monovalent means valence 1. Chlorine also has valence 1. So here in place of H, I could write chlorine also. Similarly, fluorine, bromine. Okay. So a bond can be shared by other elements because of tetravalence nature. Compounds of carbon. Carbon compound. Compound containing carbon are called as carbon compound. If you look at these examples over here, each compound is having carbon. So any compound which has carbon, it is called as carbon compound. Now the compounds that contain carbon and hydrogen comes under the category of organic compound. So these examples, if you see, there is presence of carbon and hydrogen. So therefore it is called as organic compound. Now here there were extra elements also like oxygen. This is not purely presence of carbon and hydrogen. Now the compounds which have only carbon and hydrogen, those compounds are called as hydrocarbon. So what is hydrocarbon? Compounds that contain only carbon and hydrogen in them are called as hydrocarbon. Now hydrocarbon is divided into two. One is saturated, the other is unsaturated. We'll see what is the meaning of saturated and unsaturated. In saturated hydrocarbons, the bonds inside the compound will be compulsorily single covalent bond. Now, if you look at the examples over here, if you look at this first compound, here you will see that each and every place there is a presence of single bond. Even here, each and every place. Okay, so there is presence of compulsorily single bond. So those compounds or those hydrocarbons are called as saturated. Now, since these compounds are being formed because of single bond, it is called as alkane. So whenever a compound or hydrocarbon is having single bond, we refer it as alkane. This is a group of compound. The name for a particular group of compound or hydrocarbon which has or which is formed by only single covalent bond. And the general formula of alkane is CnH2n plus 2, where n is the number of carbon. The general formula of alkane is CnH2n plus 2, where n is an integer. Okay, for example, for n is equal to 1, it will be C1. You need not write 1 over there. If you don't write 1, it is understood as 1. So it is C H 2 into 1 plus 2. 2 into 1 is 2 plus 2 4. So it is CH4. So hence if you look at the formula over here, for one carbon atom there will be 4 hydrogen atom. Hence the formula is CH4. Like for example for ethane, I will tell you how the naming of these compounds are done in the coming slides. We'll just have a look at the formulas for now. So for 2 carbon atom, that is for n is equal to 2, C2, H, 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6. And hence the next compound is C2H6. So for 2 carbons with single bonds at each and every place, there will be 6 hydrogen atoms. And this goes on. The next category of hydrocarbon is unsaturated hydrocarbon. In unsaturated hydrocarbons, there will be presence of double or triple covalent bonding. If the hydrocarbon is made up of double bond, we call that compound as alkene. If the hydrocarbon is made up of triple bond, we call that compound as alkyne. So these are actually groups. This is not the name of a particular compound, it is a name of a group. In alkane, you have all compounds having single bond. In alkane, you will be having examples of double bonds, and in alkyne, you will see triple bond. Now, the formula, general formula of alkene is CnH2n. That is for n is equal to 2. For double bond, there should be minimum 2 carbon atom, otherwise it is not possible. So for alkene, for n is equal to 2, H will be 2 into 2, that is 4. So it is C2H4. For C is equal to 3, for N is equal to 3, that is for 3 carbon atoms, here substitute the value of N as 3, so C3. So for 3 carbon atom, substitute the value of N is equal to 3, so C3 H 2 into 3, that is H6, and hence the formula is C3H6. Now if I look at alkyne, the general formula of alkyne is CnH2n minus 2. So for C2, 2 carbon atom, 2 into 2, 4, 4 minus 2, 2. So the formula will be C2H2 here. C2H2. Similarly, if I want to look at C4, so put N is equal to 4, C4H, 2 into 4, 8, 8 minus 2, 6. Hence the formula is C4H6. If you look at all these general formulas, you will see that the number of hydrogen goes on decreasing by 2. Here it was plus 2, then minus 2 you will get 0, then again minus 2 you will get here additional minus 2. So there is a particular sequence if you look at the general formula of alkane, alkene, alkyne: single bond, double bond, and triple bond.